To brag, I'd point out I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah, that's a huge brag.
That is a perfect start. That is a perfect start. By the way, I got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Hoff, go ahead and launch us off.
All right, we'll play the video. The screen share. Manuel Ocho, share it.
Charlie Kirk's death has led me to an uncomfortable conversation that I want to facilitate. To my white brothers and sisters, how would you hope your minority friends respond to the celebration of Charlie Kirk's life when he has very publicly said things like this?
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist. Because of DEI, it begs
I don't hear anything.
question,
Does
when
anybody
you
hear
see
anything?
a black pilot, you wonder, you say, they
I hear stuff.
are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence? And Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Refer to Asian individuals by the C word, a word too public for me to even utter. Refer to Michelle Obama and Ketanji Brown Jackson of the Supreme Court, both Harvard graduates, as not having the brain processing power to be taken seriously. Suggested that if seeing a black pilot, would assume they were a DEI hire. To my white brothers and sisters, I'm genuinely asking, how would you like your minority friends to respond to the celebration of his life? Not to his death, but to the celebration of his life.
Yeah, so I thought this was a good topic to pick for this, especially with you guys all coming after the Eagles game. There's just a lot. There's just a slew of misinformation in this, and I know OM you covered this earlier in a video. So do you want to tackle the very first obvious one?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like I talked about in my video, trying to, like, the dudes, like, they're talking to Cenk Uygur. Like, he's a Turkish man who's a multimillionaire. He's worth, I think, $20-30 million. He runs a media empire. The dude on stage, 2 seats away from Charlie, is his nephew, Hassan Piker, probably the wealthiest guy on Twitch. Like, he's not insulting Chinese people. It's not an Asian slur. His name is Cenk. It's not the slur, but the fact that so many people are playing that and millions of people are going to see Charlie saying a racial slur is insane, because it didn't even sound like the slur.
No, I totally agree. And I mean, it's just we see this consistent pattern with them chopping up these little sound bites and using them to their own little demise. And you know, I've been stressing it today on my live. I was talking to people. And I was like, I really separate the left into 3 different categories. And I said, and it's not even the fringe that I have the most issue with right now. It's the middle left who's like running cover for the fringe and basically making all these excuses up for their actions. That's my personal opinion on it. And we see that with the sound bites with like the with the pilots. Because that had nothing, like they took that completely out of context. That had to do strictly with the American Airlines lawsuit that we saw last year, where they were actually setting race quotas. And I think Anthony,
I definitely covered that.
For the
who wants to be on an airplane and think, oh, this guy got the job solely based on his color, not because he got good marks in flight school or got pushed to the front of the line. And actually, this goes back historically. This DEI policy goes back with doctors too, many years. I had a friend going to medical school, and people of color were given automatically plus 5 or 10 points on certain tests. Like, and to me, that's just showing how ridiculous they've become. You know.
Oh, yeah, and the FAA lawsuit that we now have.
Yeah, and the simple thing is that if you have to distort reality, you know you're wrong. Like, that's the thing is, like, you know, like, and here's the thing. The first one, I don't blame him in particular, because he's an idiot, right? He's a sports commentator, like, right? Like, yeah. Nobody's like, hey, there's something very large politically happening. Let me ask Emmanuel Acho what he thinks, right? Like, they're like, hey, this third down play just happened. Let's ask him, right? But the simple thing is that I don't. It's not so much him being so stupid and putting that out to his membership and his followers. It's that information is out there as if it's true. Like there are people who actually know politics and know Cenk Uygur and know Charlie who put that out there knowing it wasn't true.
Yeah, and I think the people that would be less tuned in that follow him because he's just a sports broadcaster, people that aren't necessarily into politics. I think that sets a dangerous exposure to, because it's not like he's a small person. He's got over 1 million followers, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sets a dangerous realm of, whenever you have that many followers, I think you have to do the due diligence to make sure that you're correct on that type of thing. This isn't like what was the one TikTok creator that the left tried to cancel super hard, and then Republicans backed her, but then she came out and made that video where she's like, it's not about knowing everything on a topic.
You're talking about Z.
No, the she's like a stay-at-home mom. Her dad was her husband was like the blue-collar worker. Everyone started to endorse her.
Name.
I'm drawing a blank on the name right now.
It's about Mama Tot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the cleaning one that used to yell at people to clean.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Huh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, so she basically came out and made a video, and she's like, it doesn't matter if you're not educated on this topic. You need to speak out against it. And I'm like, how do you speak out against something that you don't know anything about?
No, but here's the thing. We've seen this recently, whether it's, I would say probably over the last 5 years, there is no consequence to putting out bad information. Like here's the thing. If somebody on our side does it, we don't get shredded by the left. We get shit on by our own side. Like if you lie on the conservative side, you're going to get shit on by conservatives. But like if you lie on the liberal side, there legitimately is no negative consequence.
Sorry, go ahead.
Someone will be in the comments. It was Kylie Perkins. Kylie Perkins.
Yeah, that's
we get crucified if we get something like a minute detail wrong, right? And I'll go down the comments. Sometimes I'll take down whole videos because I got one aspect of a story wrong. You know, that's just me. But Harry Sisson and the others, I'm name dropping here. DJ, whatever the fuck his name is, with the bull ring, will come out and say. He'll put out DJ Child will put out a video or a photo obviously photoshopped thing of I don't want to say the shooter's name, Charlie's assassin wearing a Trump shirt that's obviously photoshopped that say that he's a Trump supporter, right? I mean, and there's no repercussions. Now the millions of people or the hundreds of thousands of people that saw that video are going to go around and tell people that he was a Trump supporter based off this one video they've seen. And a lot of people won't do their due diligence, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they won't.
I mean, 99% of the people aren't going to look it up.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's just a reality.
I think the real telling thing is of how people don't want to be blamed for the rhetoric, because I pointed out he's since deleted this video. Like, it's gone off of his Instagram. But he shifted it to I condemn these acts, but video. One of those again. So, and I think we see this a lot. Like, from my understanding, Harry Sisson, the Krasensteins, they all went through like their X profiles and deleted all their comments about Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah,
anything where they said anything vile towards him, any kind of heated rhetoric, and they're like, no, I've never.
Hey,
done that.
Well, maybe he technicality. He's trying to say Cenk, it's Chink or whatever he's saying. Is he trying to say that Turkey's technically intercontinental as a part of Asia or as a part of Europe? It's one of those countries where it's kind of both. I'm just messing around, obviously, but yeah.
No, but that's the sad part is he gets to play the I'm just a sports cat. Like that's the thing is like here's the thing, if you're gonna speak on something, you got to own it. Right. If you're going to speak on a topic, you got to own that topic. Like you can't come in, speak on a topic, want people to listen to you, and then be like, oh, well, you can't get mad at me for fucking up. I'm just a sportscaster. It's like, then do me a favor, buddy. Shut the fuck up. Like it's that reality. Like if you don't know what you're talking about, like you could do this cool thing where you shut the fuck
the novel
up.
concept.
It really is. It's like having a girl who's never seen a football game sit there and tell me what the Eagles are doing wrong. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm telling Acho.
Yeah, just to point out too, I do love it that they are being fact checked in real time. And let me see here. So,
But it doesn't. But it doesn't matter.
I'm just showing like people have kept them. So I do appreciate the fact that people went through to make sure that they can't hide from this. Like the Krasnodars really got called out for it.
Well,
yeah, but here's what happens: they get called out for it. They get high engagement from it.
Yeah,
they get paid from it,
and then they get lost.
And then in a week, nobody cares that they lied to your face. Yeah. Like I said, I'm telling you right now that fucking liberals have social media on easy mode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like they do.
I would like. Could you imagine the amount of shit you could just make up? Like you could just make shit. You could just be like, well, look, here's the thing. You know, Charlie Kirk. The biggest problem with him was all the gay sex. You know, and like I don't have to have any evidence. I could just say it. And here's the thing, in a week, everybody will be like, thank you for talking to us about that gay sex. You know, it's never been proven, but we know he does it. Like, that's all you need to do on the left.
Yeah, and don't forget to throw your Cash App up there.
Well, yeah. But it's also this point of, like, whenever we see them doing it, it's just stupid. Like, they make the wildest claims, like the Groyper claim with the shooting that occurred. Mm. And then it comes out that they're a person, that the shooter is in a relation with a trans person. And they're like, I was like, well, they can't be a Groyper. And they're like, well, are you saying that Blair White and like,
no, but that's the crazy
the trans
shit
that are on the Republican side? I was like, they're not Groypers.
Yeah, that's all we heard today live.
Yeah, it's all about the Groypers, and the thing is, like, I had to go and learn what Groypers were. Because I legitimately, people ask me about Nick Fuentes all the time, and I'm like, I don't care what a white supremacist thinks. Like, I don't give a fuck anything else he says. Like, I'm sure there's shit I agree with Nick Fuentes on, but he's a white supremacist, so I don't care. Right? Yeah. I don't care about his audience. I don't care about his people. I don't care about him. If you're a white supremacist, your opinion on anything else doesn't matter. But I would be hard pressed if he's on the far right. I'd be hard pressed to believe that his candidate here is an active member of Antifa, an active member of the Democrat Socialists of America, and has a transgender live-in boyfriend. Like, I'm sorry, like I don't know what Groypers are too much, but I don't think they're that.
And I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier, where I split the left into three sides. You could split the right into three sides too. The difference is the middle of the right's not running cover for our fringe elements. We're literally calling them out, where their middle is running cover. Yeah. They always have the butt amplifier. There. Like
Let me cover for these Democratic socialists for a minute, and pretty much dehumanize everybody to call Charlie Kirk a monster. But I just want to echo what older millennial people know him as. I don't know. Are we on a first name? Are we on a first name basis?
Everybody knows. I've been doxxed enough. You can call me Joe. You are fine.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck a Groyper was. I know Nick Fuentes. I never heard Groyper. And as much as I've been involved with politics, Twitter, whatever the fuck, I didn't know what the hell that term was until a leftist propagandist video came out and said that all of these etchings on the bullet casings were Groyper, like were from the Groyper Reddit forums and all this. I had to look it up. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. No. But Bell and Chow, I know Bell and Chow is what they said to the people they were going to unalive that were fascists, right? And they also, hey, fascist catch. That's not something that someone who doesn't like fascists is going to write on a bullet. I don't care how they try to sell it or say that it was in some sort of video game or some forum. To me, that's quite obvious that he's against what.
These motherfuckers took an ooh-woo and turned it into a fucking movement. And it's like, I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing. Do I think this fucking antisocial piece of shit sat online and played video games? Yeah. Yes, of course I do. Like, what do you do when you're, like, here's the thing. I play video games, but what do you do when you're an antisocial piece of shit that the only person who will touch your penis is another man?
Hey,
you play video games. He was the guy in the
lobby dropping the N-bombs, probably. The COD bomb.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to ruin all political careers for all millennials? Release COD lobby recordings. You could ruin anyone's career.
Yeah,
specifically Black Ops 2.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. For real. If Black Ops 2 has everybody's shit on recording, and you could actually figure out who the person was, you could end political and business careers like that.
Oh yeah, and you know his boyfriend was followed by the
Or that- it was
Krasenstein
the-
brothers.
or that,
Their
yeah,
TikTok
I've heard
account
that.
followed him.
I've heard that.
Oh, of course. Wait,
And
wait, the
they did not
Krasensteins
deny
followed him?
They
Yes.
followed the trans boyfriend on
Yep.
TikTok.
Oh.
And they never denied it. They said,
Ooh.
"So what?"
Yeah, they said, "So what? You guys are trying to tie a conspiracy
This is
to something."
spicy.
We could say that
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the person joined the box or was in the following and it was a follow back type deal, but who really knows, right? Who really knows? Or we could just make up our own conspiracy and say it's fact. But
Considering-
they fucking do.
I mean, they get to.
Yeah,
so why
that's
can't
all
we?
they do.
But you guys also have to have an understanding of how the Krasensteins accounts got so big. Like you guys understand, they don't
The
have
Justin
big.
Bieber fan page.
They were Justin Bieber fan
Real?
pages.
Yeah.
They ran Justin Bieber fan pages. No,
Yeah.
no, I swear to God. So here's how the Krasensteins got such big accounts. They created multiple Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber fan pages, and they ran those pages for a couple years. And then once they got up, I think around 4 or 5 million, they just swapped them over and deleted all that content as their own account. That's the only reason they have a big following is because it was a Justin
See, I
Bieber
thought that
or
was a
Taylor
joke.
Swift
I
fan
didn't
page.
think that could be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's how
It
they got
doesn't
big.
surprise me though. I mean,
Yeah,
look at those guys.
that's real.
And he's trying to Ed Krasenstein. I've seen him live a lot on TikTok lately, and he's pretty much live all the time now. Like, I don't know if you've seen there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to stream from the Shire, which is where their little asses
yeah.
fucking live.
Well, his problem is they were so quick to push everybody away from Twitter when it became X, and because there's a monetization for actual, like, you have to have the blue checkmark followers to really make any type of money on it. And so he's a grifter by nature. So he came to a platform where he could just still make money because a lot of his leftist followers just aren't subscribing to it.
And there's not, and it's not bad money on X. Like I can tell you as a creator who's, I don't know, on X, I guess I'd be mid-size. I guess I have like, I don't know, I have like 400,000. So I guess I'm like mid-size. I mean, I make fucking $3 to $5 grand a month. It's not, it's
not bad.
It's not, and all I do is post my TikTok videos on X. It's literally all I do. Like I don't do anything else. I call people some awful shit on X because I'm allowed to, but that's about it. Like I'll call Jasmine Crockett a cunt because I can get away with that on X.
Not
True.
But like
not
on
a
TikTok,
lie,
it's
though.
literally
Like,
just my
you-
TikTok videos. No, I
Yeah,
agree. No, I agree. She is the ultimate code switcher. Because like she's a rich girl raised with a living person who takes care of the home.
Rage Against the
And she
Machine,
went to
right?
all the
Like,
private
the group
schools.
pretends he's from the.
Bro, the most ghetto, the only ghetto thing that's ever been in Jasmine Crockett is whoever fucked her. Right? She's not ghetto. She's not hood. There's nothing ghetto about her besides the dick she catches. That's it.
No, she grew up with more privilege than me. That's for sure. If
Fuck
wants
yeah,
to know
she
the
grew
hood,
up probably more privileged than all of us.
I was gonna say with you and Hoff. Well, you and Hoff coming out of the Philly area, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
There was
I'm out of the
I was
Chicago area.
Allentown, but I like not in any rich area.
I can tell you that coming from
And-
PA, there's a distinct lack of white privilege. I don't know
And-
what the fuck
and-
is going on in PA, but there's a distinct lack of white privilege.
Yeah. I can tell you
Maybe
there's not much in
my
Illinois either.
Well, maybe my fellow white people in Jersey were living better, but it wasn't in fucking PA.
Yeah,
I can tell you
like-
that.
I got to go to Philly games because of the Fanatic fan club where you get some tickets for
Hey,
your
Hoff,
birthday.
I hear an
That was
echo.
it.
On it. Anybody else hear an echo on Hoff? Okay, it's mine. I'll
No,
fix
I'm
it.
good.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only thing
Yeah,
I
you're
know is your battery life is less than 20%. You need to plug in its
Then I got to unplug this mic.
This even knows about that.
No,
Ah,
you're
okay.
good. You're good.
See my
Yeah, no
So,
worries.
the main question
Wow,
is to
that's
get back
crazy.
on topic.
It gave me a warning.
Wow.
I told you this is amazing software here.
Yeah.
Just to put us back on topic, though, what do you guys feel is what is the path forward from this point? Like, what do you guys see as the proper approach?
It's
to
not.
this?
It's not action from us. Like it really
No.
isn't. Like it's not. If we take action, it's going to be wrong. Like just dead honest with you. Anything we do, because like I mean, you have to think about the Summer of Love. It was a year of burning shit down, of riots all over the place, destroying shit, attacking officers, murdering officers, and then fucking idiots on January 6th fucking went in the Capitol. Like I want to line them all up and just, I don't want to punch them, but I want to heavily flick them in the forehead with a metal thing on my finger, where it was like, you guys are stupid. Like, but that's really what it is. Any response we have is going to be bad, so we cannot respond.
But
we just have to let it float to the midterms.
that's what they want as a response. That one guy drove like what 4 times before they finally said, okay, it's enough, where they tried to stop him from going to the vigil and trying to interrupt everything, cause a ruckus, and say some stuff about Charlie Kirk that was celebrating it before they're like, okay, we're done with you.
And I'm going to be honest with you, we shouldn't have gone after him for saying shit about Charlie Kirk online. We should have let that go for like 72 hours. We should have let the internet build with that and just sat back. No, but I mean, just sat back and let motherfuckers bury themselves in bad shit.
Yeah, he's talking
right
about
because now everybody's checking themselves. They're like, "Oh, this isn't acceptable. I got to be quiet." No. We should have let them think it was acceptable for like 72 hours and let everybody say exactly what they thought.
He's talking mass impact because the people who are already seeing people lose their jobs, they're not going to expose themselves now.
Oh yeah.
He said if you give them 72 hours, they're all
because now they have the mob supporting them. Like, here's the thing: if you had not criticized people for saying bad shit about Charlie Kirk, you might have got Dean or Harry or Parker or one of those guys to slip along the side of, well, fuck him. And I was like, that's all we need. We needed to let these people expose. That's why I hate anti-discrimination laws. I hate anti-racism laws. It's like, no. If you want to be racist, be racist, because we want to see you. Like, please, for the love of God, be as racist as you want to be.
Well, look at Dean. In one breath, he's crying. In the next breath, he's creating a poll on Discord.
Yeah, I heard about that. About how people felt about it.
Oh, by the way, I will point out when it came to the poll, apparently Dean was talking shit saying there wasn't a poll. And then I got his followers. I was like, I saw the poll. I literally saw the poll, guys. You can't tell me. And they were like, well. I got them to cave because Dean was never going to cave. I got them to cave and go, no. He shut down the poll. And I was like, wait a second. So there was a poll. and then one of them actually sent me a screenshot of, I wonder if I could share it with you here. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
where this
at the bottom.
This dude actually sent me a screenshot. Hold on one second. Here it is. Hold on. Let me save this. Hold on. Oh, I love that they sent me this. They sent me this trying to protect Dean. They were like, no, he shut it down. Hold on a second. I gotta open up this image.
Well, did he also try to come in and defend it in your live?
Oh, D doesn't come to.
No, he knows not to come. He knows not to come to my fucking lives.
Yeah, so others tried to defend it. Yeah, he came in on realness. He debated on realness on like AB and stuff like that, and he got demolished. And
they were jumping in our live.
Here we go. Let me share this.
Before the
screen. Let me share.
They were more bold and jumping in other people's lives, but ever since then, they haven't.
Court.
There
We
it
don't
is.
hear you anymore.
Okay, there we go. Do you guys see it?
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
So poll was deleted. Don't get me wrong, they deleted the poll, but it was posted. Did Charlie deserve it? Look at the answers. Yes, to say yes, you do the star eyes, and to also say yes, you do the frog face.
It's disgusting. So there was no other answer.
No,
So-
you couldn't even answer no. That's why it really cracked me up, because his followers were like, well, he banned everybody that said yes. And I'm like, so there was a poll.
Yeah.
It's like you guys stop trying to defend Dean, because Dean is a better liar than you. Let Dean lie for himself.
I think the important message to get across, though, in all this, and it goes back to like just whenever the whole incident in Idaho happened during the vigil. I don't approve of reacting with violence. I get that a lot of people are emotionally charged, but I think it's important to keep reiterating, like, we don't want to be the ones pushing the violence. So,
No.
Yeah, no. Do the enough force to stop the vandalism, like they tried to do at Turning Point, but never any violence that's excessive force. Just stop the vandalism and turn them into the authorities then.
100%. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, and I get it's got to be really hard, because like it's really hard for me to not want to be I don't want to say mean, but to be vindictive about content. Like I had the privilege of just starting to get to know the man. And I mean, he was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, he's a significantly better man than me. And that's one thing. If you've ever talked to Charlie, the one thing you know is, holy shit, this is a good dude.
Yeah, there's only one clip of him losing
things.
his shit with Cenk Uygur, and we're not saying Cenk just so that other guy doesn't think we're talking about Asian people.
What? Hold on. What do you mean by that? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Yeah, and like today, you would never get Charlie Kirk because Sundays is his church and family day.
Nope.
You cannot get a hold of him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's still like it's still not real to me, you know. I mean, it's coming in waves. It's insane. Like I'm just waiting to hear more of his new debates. It's just, you know, it's not coming. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Not seeing him again. Like that is a hard thing to imagine, just because, I mean, he became a huge part of what I had going on. You know, I started working with his producers and started working with his team, and it is remarkably weird to think we'll never see him again.
Yeah.
And that's a really weird thought. It would be like, and it isn't like, and I don't want to minimize anyone's life, but like Ben had kind of stopped going on tour and arguing with people and debating with people. And if we had lost Ben, it would have been one of those, oh, you know, he's running this media empire, but it wouldn't have been so in our face, especially those of us who went to the Student Action Summit. Like, this is a dude who was literally 10 feet from us. Like, this is a guy we've met. And to be like, wow, that voice is gone. That's so wild.
Well,
excuse me, I apologize.
Well, he had a global impact.
I think the biggest thing that impacted me is, and you know, I don't know Hoff's experience in the military, and I don't know your experience with like actual combat and seeing it. I think what disturbed me the most was seeing this type of act on American soil. Like, I'm used to war, but to see it up front and personal, attacking the very like fabric of our country is what disturbs me the most.
Well, you're all millennial generation, right? So you all like we had to go find that DVD or that VHS of Faces of Death to see shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was exactly. That was the only place you would have seen something like that. So and here's the thing, I feel bad myself because I posted the video, the up close video, where I was like, and I posted it to say, like, look, I'm not an expert. However, I have seen people shot. And I know basic fucking anatomy from medics courses that I don't think there's any possible way he survives, because you can only lose 2 to 3 liters of blood, and he lost a liter. I mean, like that. I literally watched him lose a liter, and it was like, there's no way he's alive. But I also recognize that my reaction coming from my background, like I tried to think of how I would react to that footage before all of my experiences in the Army. And I would have been disturbed.
Yeah, the impact on these college age kids is really going to be like, that's super impressionable in all them, for any of them that don't have a real world experience with something like that. But I agree, I saw the video, and I immediately, because I wasn't sure where UVU was, so I looked at what type of trauma center, what trauma level they had, and I think whenever I looked up, it was like level 2, and I was like, they don't have a vascular specialist on staff. I said that would have been the only saving grace in this matter, and I was like, I just can't see a way where he comes out of it.
Well, I can tell you this from looking at the impact up close, and this is not to disparage anyone who said he was at the hospital and he was stabilized or anything like that. From looking at the impact, from a layman's point of view, somebody who's just seen combat, I would venture to say he was dead within 10 seconds.
I don't know that I can go that far, but I would definitely say that his nervous system had already shut down from shock.
Well, no, it wasn't the blood. It wasn't the blood loss. It was the posturing.
Yeah.
The posturing told me a part of that round hit his spinal cord. Because you don't posture from a bullet impact. You actually flay out from a bullet impact. A bullet impact causes your body to just, your body isn't focusing on any of this, so this just splays out. But he didn't. He postured, which means that his nervous system locked up. The only reason his nervous system would have locked up is if a fragment hit his spinal cord.
I agree.
So, like, I don't think he was dead from the blood loss. I think that shit clipped his spinal cord, and that's what caused him to posture. And I mean, you sever your spinal cord, you're dead. Doesn't matter how much blood. I don't care if they immediately start pumping blood into your body. You're dead.
Yeah. So, Court, you were messing with your mic earlier. What are your feelings? Like, where do you see us moving forward on this? What would you like to see happen moving forward?
Am I coming through, guys? Honestly, I'm not really an optimist, unfortunately, but I would like us to see. I would like to see the Smith-Mundt Act, or something along the lines coming back to stop a lot of this misinformation. And I think that message getting to Trump from I forget her name. I'm mutual friends with her on.
Oh, yeah. Trump reposted her video.
She does great content. She has great rants, but she was able to get that message to Trump. Now, if we could get something in Congress moving forward, which is obviously where things go to die. I mean, no pun intended here, but I mean, maybe we could get them to stop the propaganda, right? I mean, at least criminalize them saying things without having to say this is just an opinion, or things of that nature. But maybe if they did that, they would force the Wall Street Journal's hand in this whole thing about Epstein's book or whatever. Things like that. I mean, you never know. I mean, going forward, I'd like to see all these different people that went on with Turning Point USA. I mean, there's a lot of, how many, 18,000 new applicants, right? I mean, it's had a unfortunate circumstance. Look, they just created thousands, hundreds of thousands of new Charlie Kirks, which has happened. They martyred this man, right? I mean, go ahead.
But here's where I worry, because like the Smith-Mundt Act. Well, here's what's going to happen. I'll predict the future for you. Say we do reinstitute the Smith-Mundt Act. Here's what's going to happen. Trump is going to use that. We're going to see news stations continue to put out their propaganda. Trump is going to go after them for that, and it's going to be an attack on the American press.
Oh, yeah, that's
how they're going to frame it. Yeah. We know.
No, but that's going to be. But again, you're talking about framing it that way. Let me be clear about this. You're talking about going after media organizations, even if they're breaking the law. Who is reporting everything to everyone? The media organization. So you are fighting the people who put out the information to everyone, and Aaron and Harry and Chris. And they're going to get in line. They're going to do what they're told to do. So I think we are even in a worse situation if we reinstitute the Smith-Mundt Act, because if you put it back in, it's going to force the Trump administration to go after the news agencies that are putting out these lies. And it doesn't matter how right he is. They could be like, they could put out the most blatant fucking lie, right? The minute he targets them, the minute he calls them out on it, now he's attacking news organizations. Now he's even more fascist. Putting it back in has nothing but negative consequences.
That's their track record.
I agree.
Right?
I
agree.
I
think that, the real media, like I consider what OM and what Brandt and Hoff and all the rest of you put out, that's why we're here to counter that bullshit, right? I mean, whether or not we're as effective as a multi-million-dollar industry, I mean, Trump was able to get elected without the Smith-Mundt.
No. But here's where I agree with you. We're more effective than a multi-million-dollar industry. Like, we're 100% more effective. I average, like, for me personally, I average 35 to 40 million views a week, right, on my content, always political content. So, and that's just TikTok. That's not even X. X is probably another 10, 12 million on top of it, right? So you're talking 50 million views per week. But Right now, we're fighting against easily recognizable misinformation from the media, and we get to shit on them. And that's what makes us so popular, because we are shitting on people who are very obviously
so
lying.
Act make
right?
our job
now,
hard.
Is that what you're saying? It wouldn't just make our job harder, because now, instead of being the people calling out misinformation because they're allowed to say it, now we become tools of the administration that are simply telling the media, simply going after the media because Trump wants us to. We lose our credibility when you put the Smith month back in, because now the government is going to be going after the same people, and we look like tools of the administration.
You might have a... Go ahead. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, I think I was going to say the biggest concern is going to be the public uprising whenever they try to sue in the courts, and they basically do this authoritarian label. I think it's going to radicalize the people that we already see radicalized even further.
Yep.
On the left, I think if we ultimately push it through right now, I believe it would.
Okay, wait.
To more
so
violence.
let's pretend
that's my fear.
Trump is watching this right now. Is it beneficial for him to try to push this through, or should it be a laissez-faire type situation? Like,
no. Laissez-faire. Laissez-faire, because the Trump administration is crushing it in organic media, and people who are just living in real life speaking about their experiences. Trump is dominating in that. He's only getting, the only places we see is the people coming in is scripted shit to say, like Dean and Parker and Aaron, right? But people recognize that Dean's full of shit. And here's the thing, we need to make sure we don't get in the way right now, because if you're say you're a content creator like Dean, the people that are opposed to you is, one, the right wing, who's always been opposed to you. Now the moderate right wing, who sees you as somebody who's spreading lies, and then centrist on the right, who see you as altering facts a little bit to support your thing. But here's the best part. He's also being attacked by the moderate left because he doesn't seem genuine. He's being attacked by the slightly leftist because he's now making excuses for a guy who told lies and bred hatred. And the far left is because he's acquiescing to people who spread right-wing hatred, and anybody who does that needs to be hated immediately. Right now, Dean has nobody supporting him besides like the fucking Discord kittens who want to blow him. And so we need to let these motherfuckers stew in everybody hating them at the same time. And the best part is, if you've seen the reaction to Good Trouble like mourned Charlie Kirk, and everybody was like, you didn't care about this when black people died. So now even the race baiters are against these people. I've made less videos than I've ever fucking made, because I'm like, no, I ain't getting in the way. Like, when your enemy, what is it, Sun Tzu said, when your enemy's fucking up, get out of the way, right? Don't interfere. Yeah. He didn't. I'm sure he said it way more poetic than I did, but that's basically Sun Tzu. When your enemy's fucking up, get out of their way. I'm letting them eat their own right now.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered tagging any of them in any recent videos. I've just been addressing the talking points that I see. Like, I'll address a comment, but as far as the creators, I've just let them keep going.
I'll just let them dig that hole, bro. Like, they have a shovel. Don't ask to help dig them.
You literally, we have a similar thought process, because I was viewing Good Trouble, and when this was all going down, and I was going to do a video, but then I said, wait a minute. I had the same thought process. I was like, let me just let this pan out for him, you know? And regardless, the last couple of videos I've done of him, he has not responded. I don't know if he's just afraid of me or if he's just overwhelmed or what, but...
No, he knows better, because, like, he doesn't have his whole thing is being a smartass. Mm-hmm. So when it becomes an emotional or a factual topic, he doesn't want to say a word, because his whole thing, like his tagline, I don't know if it's still in his profile, his tagline way back when me and him both had 10,000 followers, his tagline was Snarkitect.
It's still there.
Because what he did was just be a smartass about things. He was aloof and everything.
Yeah. And when you go into his live, all he does is repeat what you say, and he puts you on mute, and then... basically goes on about his white guilt and how he's so righteous because he's a white person.
Yes. Well, he got thrown for a loop because he's a Jew. So when October 7th happened, he was like, "Ooh, I can't support my people because I'm going to lose my whole fucking following." But then he got called out for not supporting his people, started to a little bit, got called out by the left for supporting them, tried to go back on it. Like, they're playing a dangerous fucking game right now where, like, tell me the group that's supporting someone like Dean. Dean is a left-wing fucking grifter who has acquiesced to the idea of we need to be emotional about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Like, he has nobody on his side right now.
No.
Yeah.
And Good Trouble admitted he's a grifter too. He made a video calling out my looks of all things. Then he came in my live the next day and he crashed the fuck out and started his own live when TikTok said, "You gotta go."
If he doesn't have control to mute you,
But
like,
that's
he's
the
not
thing
gonna
with Good
last
Trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I love people coming to my lives and they're like, you should debate Good Trouble. And I was like, guys, let me explain to you. I will debate anyone who comes into my live. Like, no mute, no nothing like that. I'll debate him. But if you think, because I made the mistake of going to his live before. He brought me up, he yelled something at me, he muted me, and he kicked me. And then he said, I quit. And I was like, okay, we're never doing that again.
He gets your account
He did the same thing to you and Pags.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I was gonna say it's the same thing that happened to me whenever I went into Dean and Parker's live. They both have me blocked at this point. I literally went up to debate them completely. I just go up with my screen with the facts on the screen at this point anymore, and I'm like, here it is. Fuck, like, go off on it, and then I'm booted, and they're like, you can't just do that. And
but I mean, Dean has a special part. If you've never been in Dean's Discord, it's a very interesting place, by the way. But if you go in Dean's Discord, Dean has a separate Discord channel set up for when he's doing debates. The whole point of that separate Discord is for 1,000, 2,000 people to send him information about what he's debating. So when somebody makes a point, there's 2,000 people putting it into Chat GPT and sending him responses to respond with. Like, he literally has an entire section of his Discord that exists just to feed him information to talk about. There's a reason why whenever he's like, here's the thing. When I'm doing my stream, like, I am looking like this because my camera sits in a prompter where I can see the chat. And I talk to the chat. It's lovely to have. If you don't have one, buy it. It's Elgato prompter. It's fucking awesome. They don't sponsor me, bitches. You should. But it's literally a camera sitting in a prompter. So it looks like I'm talking directly to the camera. But I could put a computer screen. I could put the Discord on my prompter, and I could be looking directly at you, talking to you while reading the response my Discord told me to tell me, and you'd be like, oh my God, he's responding. He's looking me in the eye. No, I just have the Discord on the fucking monitor sitting in front of me. Like, that's the way it works. But that's the easy tricks that it is.
Yep.
Like, people, like, I'm responding to you, right? I'm obviously not reading anything.
Like, I'm making
but I fucking could be. I could be reading anything I want because I have a computer screen in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just like this with the prompter up, no one be any of the wiser.
Exactly.
But it does look like we've lost Court.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do appreciate you coming on. It's been a good chat. I feel like, the main measure is like we need to stick to the message, especially the type of message that Charlie wanted to push forward. Well, the type of discourse he wanted to push forward. I get it that not everyone on the right is.
Yeah, but is that possible on TikTok? Like, how have you guys? Let me ask your guys' advice. What is the way to talk to these people? Because it seems like it's nothing but hatred when you try to have a discussion.
No, so I've just straight up, like, as far as the fringe leftists, I've just straight up told them I'm not a therapist. I'm not a social worker. I have no idea what type of like mental breakdown I need to do to get through to you to have an honest conversation. But as far as the moderates and the centrist leftists, I feel like I'm trying to approach them more and like, how can we come together to condemn this? Because we're not going to make it to the fringes. Just like I'll never make it to Nick Fuentes to make him change his ideology. I'm never going to make it to the fringe of the left either. And it's going to take the people on the left condemning them, in my opinion. Me condemning them is not going to do any good. It's going to take their own side condemning them for them to actually get back in line.
Yeah, they love to say, "Oh, Obama is condemning this happening. All these political figures are condemning it happening." Well, what did they say before this happened? What rhetoric did they talk about putting Trump in the bullseye, saying that Trump supporters are racist, they're Nazis, all this rhetoric they used?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the reality is that, I mean, like I said, I honestly want to adapt the process of the left and just fucking lie
Just say
to
whatever.
people. Just say whatever I want and then not feel bad about being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so hard. Like, that's the thing for me. It's so hard not to feel bad about lying to people.
Yeah. Well, and because the lies that they tell can just straight up destroy innocent people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's why morally I can't do it, because even if I dislike somebody, if it's not factual, I don't want to destroy their life. So
Yeah, but I mean, you have to think about even the most popular people on the right, like obviously removing Charlie, but I mean, you look at it and you go, okay, who's really popular on the right? Nick Fuentes. What does Nick Fuentes do? He's an online troll who stokes fires of racist, white supremacist ideology and acts like he cloaks his hatred in relatable terms.
yeah,
You know, he's like, I'm America first. It's like, are you America first? What if it was a completely black America? Would you be America first? No. Okay, then you're a racist.
yeah. He cloaks racism and patriotism.
Well, like I had a couple groupers on my live last night, and I was talking to them, and it was so wild because, hold on, Anthony's coming back.
Oh, there he is.
Tony.
You're back in
Hi.
portrait, but good to see you back.
But I mean, but the thing is, like, so I had a couple groupers on my live, and they were like, oh, well, you know, it's important to get back to a white America. And I was like, what do you mean? And they go, well, a racially homogenous society. And I was like, no, you said white America. So I said, let me ask you this. If like we have two choices, right? Like we used to be a predominantly white culture, right?
Mhm.
But we're not anymore. We're probably 40% of the population. But it's a lot quicker that we all just start fucking each other and make a tan population than it is to get rid of all the tan people and make a fucking white population. So I said, if we were racially homogenous as a bunch of tan people, would that be the same? And they said, no. And I said, okay, well, then you're racist. Because, like, if you want racial homogeneity, I get it. Like, look, let's be real. Top 10 safest countries in the world. They're like 99% white. Let's be real.
Yeah,
It's not a racial thing. That's just a reality.
Well, I mean, we can say the same thing about individual states here. The whitest states are the safest.
The whitest states are the safest states.
Yeah, and
We don't hear about a high crime rate in Vermont.
Yeah, well, and you can make the argument towards like size of population too, but for the most part, it is just white populations tend to not.
But I don't think it's because they're white. I think it's because they've accepted American society. Like, I think the safest places in our country are where everybody there wants to be American. It doesn't matter if you want to be a Mexican who became an American. Like the Mexicans who live in Vermont don't want to be Mexican Americans. They want to be Americans.
Yeah, it's the assimilation factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's be real. There's no race that's superior, but there are cultures that are superior.
Yeah.
Like westernized culture, westernized American culture is superior to Middle Eastern Muslim culture.
That's true, because
like it's not really debatable. Like, ladies, do you like freedom?
yeah.
You want to support Palestine? That's adorable. Would you want to live there? No, then stop supporting a place you wouldn't want to live.
Well, that's an interesting take too. And I heard this argument made earlier, and I was like, that's actually a quality argument. The same people who are saying it was okay to basically off Charlie Kirk are the same people who are in the streets on this pro-Palestinian movement, but they're saying it's not okay. So say that they are actually being genocide. I don't believe it. You know what I mean? But say that they are. Why are they against that? But they're for Charlie Kirk. They don't believe in gay marriage. They don't believe in women's rights. They say awful shit. Hold
on. Don't be nice about this. Yeah, it isn't that they don't believe. Like, if America doesn't believe in gay rights, what we mean is we don't respect the gay marriage.
They murder them.
And Palestinians don't believe in gay. Like, I'll tell you what, Israel did the LGBTQ in Palestine the biggest fucking favor. They knocked over any building that was more than 2 stories. So even if you get thrown off it, you'll survive.
Yep, that's true.
Like, there's a difference between, like, when America doesn't tolerate something, we, you're bad. Like, that's what we do to it.
Yeah.
When Middle Eastern culture doesn't tolerate something, they chop your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge that's where I'm pointing to the actual hypocrisy here. Even if we keep it at a conservative level, not even going to the extremes, just a conservative level, because Charlie Kirk obviously never killed anybody. So even if we just talk
not as far as we know,
but even if we keep it at the level that just they completely don't believe in gay marriage, they completely, they wouldn't like. What's the town in Palestine, in Gaza? The Al Abid?
Rafah.
The city of the Al Abid, the city of the slaves.
Yeah.
Abid means slaves. Yeah, that's where all the black Palestinians live. So they're racially segregating too. So, but somehow,
hold on, wait. Here's a weird thing. What's the only country in the Middle East where an Arab is allowed to vote?
Oh, you talk about in Israel?
Israel is the only country in the Middle East where an Arab is allowed to vote.
Yeah, because the other ones aren't a democracy. They're theocratic dictatorship. So
yeah, it's like, because everywhere else is like, people are like, well, Saudi Arabia is nice. It's like, you stupid fucks. It would have to, if you depose the royal family, you'd have to call it something else. The reason it's called Saudi Arabia is because the royal family is Saudi. Like it's literally the monarchy's name.
Well, yeah, we have companies now placating to them because they're throwing money into TKO. So UFC, WWE. They just announced that they're going to be doing fights over there, WrestleMania over there. People here in the U.S. are so pissed at that.
No, but here's the thing: if you want to invest in Saudi Arabia and you're willing to ignore their human rights abuses, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me just tell you right now: if you drive a Tesla, the cobalt in your battery came from a child who dug it out of a mountain in the Congo. Fucking, here's the thing. We all have shit in our house. Like, I'm willing to bet my fucking 5070 was put together by a child. Like, I get that. We're willing to have bad things. We're willing to let bad things happen. But if you're willing to let bad things happen in certain countries, you don't get a voice when bad things happen in countries you care about. You'll never see me arguing against slave labor. Like, do I think it's bad? Yes. Will I ever have the hypocrisy to come on here with all of this that is currently sitting in front of me that was probably built by fucking children because their fingers are the perfect size to put my microchips together? I'm not going to advocate because, like, I wouldn't be willing to spend the $10,000 it costs to get the 5070 if a child didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm not going to advocate. But what I'm also not going to do is virtue signal that I care about a particular country because they're my type of people.
Yeah, no. The only country I'm going to advocate for is the U.S. Now, I can stand on principles and with allies on certain things, but I'm not ever going to advocate for their country over the U.S. ever.
Like, can we all agree?
Yeah.
Let's not give a single bit of our money to any country outside the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Like, it needs to stop. Like, how is it really benefiting us?
No, but who in here would borrow money to give to somebody?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I've never taken out a loan to give to someone else. But that's what America does every year. We take out billions of dollars in loans and we're like, let's give it to people because we're doing so well. It's like, bitch, we ain't doing so well.
Yeah,
like,
we're putting ourselves in debt to prop up other countries. That's where I draw issue with it. If we had the money to spare and it was like an investment that was going to generate a return, sure.
But let's just start being imperialistic.
Yeah.
Like, we conquered Iraq. Shouldn't we get some oil out of that?
That's true, we should.
Like, we should have just locked it down and been like, U.S. oil fields, bitch. Right? Like, we conquered, like, we defeated any of these countries we defeated. Why don't we just keep shit? Like, let's just keep a little bit of it. You got to keep the whole thing, but keep a little bit of it. Like, let's be a little imperialistic.
Well, my thing is, like, even if we don't go to the imperialistic route, and I think me and you have discussed this before, like, on the Afghanistan route. I think we were on Nick Mattel's live whenever we discussed the idea of occupation until de-radicalization. If we're going to go in and waste money in places, let's finish the fucking goal.
You know how much cheap weed we could have had?
Exactly.
Like for real. Like we're gonna legalize weed, but we're not gonna take over the place that has the cheapest shit and the best shit. By the way, if you like weed, the best shit comes from Afghanistan. Just so you know, if you want that Kush, the shit comes from Afghanistan. It's literally that's where Kush comes from. Like, so it's like we're gonna legalize marijuana. We've conquered the country that produces the most marijuana, and we're not gonna fucking take any. Like, come on. Like, let's at least put a tariff on that shit. Like for real. Like, if you look at our last two wars, what we could have had if we were just a little bit imperialistic, we could have had 60 cent a gallon gasoline for the next 5 decades.
Mm-hmm.
And cheap, really good fucking weed.
On top of all the poppy seed fields too.
Yeah, no, that now we're getting into fucking heroin and shit. I don't want to deal with that.
Well,
I'm
talking about for medicinal purposes, not.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if we just said all we're gonna do is we're gonna keep these 17 oil fields in Iraq, and we're gonna keep this area where they grow weed in Afghanistan, like we could have 60 cent a gallon gas, fucking $1 dime bag fucking weed. That was money, and our economy could have been better from it. Not to mention, we would have stuck a bunch of missiles around it that said, I wish a motherfucker would fuck with my weed fields. Like, and then we got a presence. Because here's the thing, if we're going to have a presence in the Middle East, let's get something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. You want to set up a military base? That bitch better be next to 7 oil fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, what did we get with the disastrous pullout?
You get everything you get with a pullout. You get less satisfaction.
Yeah.
You get less feeling like you did a good job. You get less feeling of good afterwards. In fact, she doesn't even call you the next day because you pulled out and she had to waste the whole towel. And it was just so you get nothing out of it. But if you stay in there, you get the best feeling in the world. Because let's be real, that is the best feeling. Staying in is the best feeling.
I would say it's worse than your average pullout because in essence we're still paying them. It's like we have child support and we pull out at the same time.
I fucked her. She had a kid that it's not even mine, but I got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
remember
basically what we're stuck in.
He stayed in and he gave us Hunter Biden.
Oh, my God, that's like you got. Oh man, that's like you got the dysfunctional kid. But the kid came out. He wasn't yours. He didn't even look like you, but he's still a fucking idiot. Like Jesus. But no, but like I wish America was a little imperialistic. We'd have a piece of China. We'd have a piece of every European country. We'd have a piece of Iraq. We'd have a piece of Afghanistan. We'd have a little nugget of Kuwait. We'd be paying 50 cents a gallon gas, and we'd have really cheap weed, so nobody gives a fuck. Life would be good.
Well, if we were imperialistic, we'd still own South Vietnam. We would have taken all of Korea. We'd have more than just Naka Island in Japan.
We would have never gave back the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
No, God, no. God, no. We would have kept that. We would have charged people ever increasing prices to go through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like God, like the world is so lucky that we're not dicks.
Yeah.
Like if America was founded by a bunch of fucking Chads, let me tell you right now, the world's fucked. If America was founded by a bunch of motherfuckers that was like, yo, fuck those guys. Like, all right, shit's on. Like we had a couple of them, like Benjamin Franklin, Patrick Henry, fucking, they were fuck everyone. Thomas Jefferson was like, yo, I'll fuck everybody up. Like, but again, most of the founding fathers were like chill.
Yeah. I mean, Franklin was definitely sleeping with everyone's wives and giving.
He fucked everybody.
Yeah. Well, now the left is resorted to the fact that they can't even handle a fight at Waffle House, but they think they can deal with the Civil War.
Oh my God. Here's the problem with the Civil War. Here's what a Civil War is never going to happen.
No.
Like it'll never happen. And it's mainly because 99.9% of America isn't willing to fight. Like they're just not. Like they couldn't deal with not having Amazon Prime for a week, let alone being in a fucking Civil War, right? Like, oh my God, my delivery got delayed because of the Civil War. I'm so upset. Like you'd have Yelp complaints during a Civil War.
Well, I think the reality is the left just wouldn't show up to the fight because they're fringe leftists that call for revolution.
But even the right wouldn't show up to a fight.
Well, I'm saying they wouldn't leave to stop trolling on Reddit. Like they're not going to separate from Reddit long enough to engage in a firefight. So.
Yeah, all right, we got Anthony back.
Oh, I made a video about that. You said they would try to be filming it and stay on the sidelines, but not in it.
Yeah, basically, like you remember the movie. What was the movie? Civil War.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where you had the press.
Yeah.
That would be all the liberals.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's the reality is that like people ask how we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward as if nothing happened. It's the only way we can move forward.
Yeah.
And so
I just think that I'm saying we can't pretend like nothing happened.
no.
I'm saying there has to be a message of condemnation, but yeah, I agree we shouldn't like act on it.
Yeah, and
But I really fucking want to.
we cannot let the
God,
mic
you know
fall.
how bad- you have no idea how bad I want to. Like,
Yeah, somebody's got to take up the mic. The mic can't be on the ground.
yeah. Well, we created a campus speaking tour. We're trying to raise money for it, where we send people from their local community, local content creators from their local community to their local college to talk. And we set them up with tents and we rent everything for them. We're trying to raise money for it. We'll see if it'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really upsets me that I could see a thing like Jolly doing a bullshit stand at the Capitol, receives $100,000 in 24 hours, and then when we're trying to do a speaking tour, because the difference is that like conservative people actually pay attention to what people are talking about, and liberals just go, "I'll give you the $4. It's fine."
Yeah.
Now, your guys' fundraising thing is college conversations, right?
Yeah. It's literally givesendgo.com/open debate. Because all we want to do is continue on because we recognize the Turning Point's going to get back on its feet and fuck people up, but they're going to need some time, and we just want to fill in while they're doing that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll put in everyone's TikTok as well as that if you send me that link in the description.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's important that we still continue that type of civil discourse on these campuses, because the last thing I want to see is the left. Because if you look at it, and just from 2020 to 2024, we went from like a 25-point gap to a 3.5-point gap for college-age kids for the voting, left v right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that can't end. They were
But I'm
getting
going to
more
be real with
engaged.
you. Let's be real. The Charlie Kirk assassinated created so many more conservatives.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Against Turning Point, what they got 18,000, right? That was the total. The next day they got 18,000 applications.
18,000 applications for chapters.
Yeah,
Not 18,000 people.
yeah, 18,000.
These are 18,000 applications for chapters, which an average anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 people per.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy.
So that's 18,000 times at a 5,000.
So a little over 78 million.
Wait, are you? God damn, he did math. I need a calculator.
Yeah.
18,000.
18
times
times 5 is
five.
going to be 50 plus 40, 90 million.
All right, fuck you and your math. All right.
Yeah.
See, obviously, this is white privilege at its finest.
Hey, I went to an inner city school where I was the minority with a bunch of black kids. I got the same education.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
Well,
you did. Sure, you
Yeah.
did.
FYI, the Rock the Vote was the last time before this last election where we had such a high youth turnout. And that was in 92 where MTV pushed out Rock the Vote for the youth crowd to go out and vote.
Yep. Wait till we get to the Rock the Vote campaign this year. I'm going to make so many cringe-worthy videos. I'm going to make dance videos.
So how many of you guys have seen like the global like marches out of the fallout? With,
Well,
like,
I mean,
the UK
I
and
saw what
Australia?
the UK did.
Yeah.
And I mean, like first of all, the UK has fallen. Like they're just a generation from recognizing it, but they're done.
Mhm.
They're going to be a Muslim caliphate. There's nothing they can do unless they expel everyone. But they did a huge march. And the best part was watching the Metropolitan Police, because they started posting pictures of like people being super violent and the cops having to restrict it. And then somebody was like, "Yo, brother, that video's from 2020." And they were like, and the Metropolitan Police didn't even take it down. They were just like, "No, it's not." And then people replayed the video from 2020 and they were like, "Nobody was violent at this one. And you posted violent video from 5 years ago to make it seem like they were. You might be in the wrong."
Yeah.
But we also saw marches across South Korea and Australia as well, I'm hearing.
Yeah, but we don't care what happens in other countries.
I agree, but
Like,
I'm
we
saying I think the message resonates was the point.
Oh, it does.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
don't murder people.
Well, yeah, he had a global impact. Like
He did.
Yeah.
it wasn't just here within the U.S.
And now Milo's coming back.
Really?
I don't know if y'all were around for the Milo era of social media, but that was a different fucking time, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now that like they literally killed the moderate and the fucking extremists came back. Once Milo said he was coming back, I was like, good fucking luck.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the UK has fallen. It has definitely fallen.
You cannot be a nation of 60 million people, have a voting base of 30 million, bring in 4 million that are against everything you believe, and give them these 4 million people have an average household of 5 to 8 children and go, yeah, we're going to be the same. No, what's going to happen is in a generation, you're going to have 10 to 12 million voting together, and you're going to have the rest of the voting base, which is only another, 18 million voting divided.
yeah, which is based in the fundamentalist core of Islamist fundamentalists.
Yes.
So
They're all going to
So-
vote together. They're going to, and also I want to point out that 7 of the 15 largest cities in England, in the UK, now have Muslim mayors.
yeah,
So,
and
we-
I believe 5 of them have the call to prayer, right?
Yep.
Yes, they have
we got
the citywide call to prayer.
two breaking
Can you
news
imagine-
reports.
Like you know, obviously you guys are. I don't know where you were stationed in the military, but just hearing the imam prayers here in the United States, like if they start
Makes me feel more comfortable shooting people.
Wow, it's just insane though. Like, I definitely think that this has been a war tactic by whatever you want to call them. Like, I would say just the enemy, the globalists, the far
Well,
left
no, that's
Democrats
what.
are using this war tactic with this. They're flooding our border. You know, they're flooding us with this. It's a war tactic. Let's just call it what it is.
So
But that's why I love when they try to use the goddamn, what's that show where the women are just like fuck toys and shit?
Handmaid's Tales.
Handmaid's Tale. So they try to dress up like the Handmaid's Tale, and it's like, why do y'all use a fictional thing when you could just dress up like Muslims?
Yeah,
They literally are like, this is like the Handmaid's Tale, and it's like, you could just dress up like Muslim women.
Well-
But no, what you're afraid is you'll be treated like Charlie Hebdo.
you
the
caught
ironic-
one
yeah.
of them.
The ironic thing about that
Yes,
comment,
we
though,
did
is
catch one.
that show is literally based on Iran. They just gave it an American setting not to piss off Muslims.
Exactly.
It's based on the country of Iran.
I'm going to be real as an author. Like, look, I could piss off a lot of people.
That's true.
No
I'm
way. I don't believe that.
I'm probably not going to make a movie actively criticizing Islam because I don't want to I like my body parts being together, right? Like, and I recognize that if you insult Islam, you get like that fucking Call of Duty commercial where Fat Boy fucking pulls out an RPG to shoot a sniper. You know, I can't remember his fucking name, but like that's the reality. Like, I recognize when you fuck with Islam, they have an explosive reaction.
Hey,
It's
remember
like so.
that reminds me. They had that Draw Muhammad contest. How many years ago was that? And then
The what?
There was a Draw Muhammad contest to call the people out in Texas somewhere, and people
what
came
would I
up to
do?
shoot it up, and they got like shot instantly.
What about if my next video I have a
Yeah.
draw a leftist contest?
Oh, there you go. So
I think if I called for a draw the leftist contest, I think I could get banned. I think I could do. I think if I don't think
God.
putting out the video I'd get banned, but I think in reviewing the winners I would get banned.
So, O'Keefe Media Group's reporting that the FEMA section chief, Sean Kelly, has been reportedly fired because he said it's tough to not laugh at Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Well, and I think a lot of people, are spinning this into like trying to compare it to the cancel culture we saw, where they were just trying to label everything racist, and get people on the right fire. Like, this is strictly people advocating for violence. And they're saying, it's free speech, but if that's the case, if we had the freedom of speech to just say anything we wanted, then defamation suits wouldn't be a thing. Like, there's a civil procedure to address this. So I'm not going to pretend like all speech goes
remember
without
the left.
consequence.
The left wanted people who didn't bake a fucking cake to die.
Yeah.
Like I want to point out, like, the reality here. Like, the left wanted people who didn't want to bake a cake to not only be put out of business but to be murdered. And so,
I mean, look at Chick-fil-A, the kissing,
Yeah.
because they're sticking to their religious roots, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you had the Hobby Lobby incident. They wanted the CEO murdered for that because their values didn't allow them to carry a policy for birth control with the health insurance. Like, to pay for it, like,
ladies, I'm going to give you the advice your father should have given you, but he left for milk when you were 6 and he never came back. If you don't want to get pregnant, don't do the only thing that would make you pregnant.
They don't know
There is
that
literally
concept.
only one way to do it. It's not a toilet seat. It's not you wipe wrong. It's not that you applied mascara wrong. If you don't fuck douchebags, you won't get pregnant.
yeah, close your fucking legs. It's that simple.
Look, here's ladies,
Yeah.
ladies.
or what the
ladies,
kids are listening.
I wanna
don't
create a
follow
new-
the stork, right?
No, I want to create a new product called Crossin' Ankles. Right? Where
Oh,
it
God.
requires zero purchase, zero shipping. All you do is order the product, and for $0, and you get delivered a note that says, "Cross your ankles, you stupid whore."
Yeah, also the hypocrisy. Nancy Pelosi is trying to fundraise for gerrymandering efforts in California while people are still struggling to build their home because they can't afford it.
I do love that Spencer Pratt turned into I'm going to shit on Gavin guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it so much.
It's about time that somebody, I mean, he's not like A-list celebrity, but he's on his way. He was on his way there. I mean, like, I'd say reality TV show. But I think he's opened a lot of eyes. A lot of different people in Hollywood. And everybody was afraid to get canceled in Hollywood for speaking out, because if
How dare you?
Yeah, was it John Voight and who's the other one? A few others that are openly Republican or MAGA or whatever get marginalized.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, Tim Allen and
You're never going to make
guys.
me hate Tool Time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. That motherfucker, I grew up with that motherfucker. You're never going to make me hate Tool Time. Like, here's the thing. What does the government need? More power. It needs, I'll tell you, give the government a Binford, everything will be better.
Yeah, Bedford. That's so funny, man. Yeah.
And I mean, the last thing we could say is apparently there's more investigations going on of the trans community because apparently a bunch of them said something big is going to happen tomorrow at the Charlie Kirk event as if they knew this was going down. So they're trying to see if there was any place out there where this was being said.
But can we stop calling it the trans community and call it the mentally disabled community? Because, like, and I don't mean that in like a smart ass way. I mean that in an actual
like DSM-5 level.
DSM-5 term. Because here's the thing: if you're trans, you have gender dysphoria. Like, no way about that. You are uncomfortable with the gender you were given at birth, so you have gender dysphoria, which means you are mentally distraught. You are mentally disabled, and we need to treat you like you're mentally disabled. Quarantine your fucking crazy ass, keep you from chopping off your dick because you're fucking weird and you want to cut body parts off. I'm sorry, we used to institutionalize people like that. Like, I want another Shutter Island, but where a guy can't figure out why his dick is gone because he has Alzheimer's.
Right. It's not like a tattoo. You can't just get it lasered off. You can't get the dick back, right? And I know that there's a high percentage of people.
There's a lot of women out here who are like, I can get the dick back.
Like yeah, you can't get the dick back, right? And,
No.
it's just crazy. But I've lived in I live in California still, but I've lived in San Francisco. And at the time, there was the area of the people that were the cross dressers of the T people. And it is what it is. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't do it in front of my kids or near me. Do whatever the fuck you want. But now they've been turning to these victims by the left because they put this in the forefront. They fought for this.
they try to victimize them in every way, and we have to remember that the DSM-5 like criteria is why the military ban happened for the trans community.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with like hatefulness towards them. It's for the same reason that we don't let people with diabetes get in. We don't let people with celiacs get in. Like, we have readiness standards. You have to be deployable. These people require certain amounts of medication and treatment that you cannot get in a combat zone.
Facts.
Like it is and it's a danger, because I don't know if you guys have ever seen the effects of what happens whenever you're on synthetic hormones, especially testosterone, and then you no longer have access to those. People go fucking insane.
Well, there's a lot of different decisions, a lot of very hard decisions I had to make in the military. None of them were, am I a dude?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I never had to decide, am I a dude? I also never had to make sure my antipsychotics showed up at my fob, which is what happens if you're a fucking trans person. You need your antipsychotics so that you don't get upset about the fact that you cut your dick off fucking 7 months earlier. You need your antipsychotics. Like, I'm sorry, what I don't want is the soldier on briefing for the mission to be more concerned with where his fucking testicles are.
Yeah. So I had way more pressing things. Like, it's like I had to. Be
I don't normally talk about dicks this much. I don't know about you guys.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Look,
I would never talk about my dick so much, but if you chop it off, I'm going to be concerned with it.
Yeah, I might be a little concerned. It would be a small concern for you, though, OM, right?
It would be. Here's the thing. I'd be like, where'd they put that Petri dish? You know,
I do encourage kids, though, who are still actively engaging in the college community. If you're not going for a trade and you want to go get something that's going to be a strong job field to be in here in about 10 years, because psychology and sociology, just so
therapy. Become a therapist.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to make a lot of fucking money, become a therapist. Like, find the cheapest way to become a therapist, because it isn't like they're going to check your credentials. Like, just look for the cheapest way to become a TikTok therapist and come on here and tell everybody they're okay, they're all fine. And then just like, here's the thing, you just got to make sure you fill enough people to fill the suicides.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We have a mental health epidemic already as it is.
Yeah.
This is
what? No, in America, crazy people? What? No way.
Oh, I know.
Hey, so how do you guys feel about this?
That they're crazy.
This talk of,
unaddressed.
being more of a constitutionalist, right to the Second Amendment. How do you feel about that talk about them banning transgenders from owning firearms?
I don't agree with. Banning an entire group.
Here's the thing, but I will say this: if you've been classified under the DSM-5 by any condition, no guns.
Yeah. But with that, like, whenever I think was it the 4357, you have to acknowledge, whenever you're doing your FFL check, you have to acknowledge whether or not you have been diagnosed with any type of mental health condition. So I find that there's a gray area. What level of treatment have they received? If they're on synthetic hormones and they've already showed some sort of psychosis from it, yeah, they should be restricted.
Yep. Right, and I think it's a slippery slope. I mean,
yeah.
Well, you have to look at it as like the government will always abuse any power you give them.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't understand why transgender people are able to get firearms now. Like, you have a problem as diagnosed in the DSM-5. Mm-hmm. Why are you allowed to own firearms? I'm sorry, dude. Like, or whatever it is, but like, if you have a mental disorder, which gender dysphoria is a mental disorder, you should not own a firearm. Like, it really is as simple, because like, you haven't even figured out if your dick makes you a man. like you can't delineate between reality, because like, if you have a gun, what's reality is really important. And if you can't decide, I have a penis, I have XY, I have testosterone, I'm a man, I have children, and you go, maybe I'm a woman. Let's take your guns away, psychopath.
I think if they kind of factor in the actual mental state, like I said before, it's a slippery slope. I mean, because the red flag laws, they try to use against veterans having PTSD, right? I mean, it's sort of
no, but the difference is with the red flag laws, they used the big problem with the red flag laws was they used other people's opinion of your mental state. Non-qualified people, people could just say, I felt unsafe by this person having them, and you could have your guns taken
like
away.
your neighbor reporting you or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
But here's the thing: if you get diagnosed with gender dysphoria, brother, that's a diagnosis. You might as well have schizophrenia.
Yeah, and
Like,
I will
take
say,
your guns away.
for the PTSD comment, as somebody who's diagnosed with PTSD, it depends what level they've diagnosed you at, and I most certainly can be flagged for that same form for a mental health disorder and be restricted from firearms. So,
Yeah, then that's what I'm talking about.
Nuance
It's
to it,
sort of
yeah.
like, are we paving the way for the next Democratic president to come after us? You know, I'm not saying we're
agree.
gonna be transgender
I would
or
say
anything,
they're
but-
already coming.
Yeah, that's their talking
not
point.
like they haven't been, right?
They want to remove all guns is the big leftist talking point right now.
Right.
here's
And who was saying? I don't even want to say his name. He's not even worth mentioning. But they were trying to say that even the bolt action that this was used. Was it a 30-06?
Yeah.
Brother, this was a 30-06 with a 5x scope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a hunting round. That's a hunting rifle.
Yeah,
right?
which
You know,
is
so-
which by the way is also not a tough shot.
Oh no.
30-06 at 200 yards with a 5x scope.
Yeah.
Charlie would have looked the same size Anthony looks right now. Like that's
There
how.
was
No, seriously, with a 5x
countless-
scope from 200 yards, I could see full profile.
Yeah.
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 There was countless women on X showcasing that headshot from a little over 200.
Like
So-
we go to basic training and like the second week, motherfuckers who've never touched a rifle are hitting 300 yards with an iron sight.
Yeah. We got someone to do it that scored a 31 on the ASVAB, barely made it in. So
Yeah,
it's
you
not
guys
hard.
might know better than me, but the type of wound that a 30-06 leaves, I mean, just knowing that hit.
Oh, he
hit
was
where it
fucked
hit.
from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then that type
minute-
of round is devastating.
Like I said, that
Yeah.
round is going to fragment. It was very obvious.
Yeah.
It hit his spinal cord by the way he was posturing. He was dead within 10 seconds. Like he was.
I
when
definitely think he
when
was
Tim
probably
was like,
he could have been brain dead for sure.
well, no,
within
like when
that.
Tim was
Yeah.
like, he's stabilized. There
Right.
was nothing of Charlie up here. At
I
that
don't
point.
think the brain probably would have been able to recover with that amount of blood loss.
No, he was
I'm
dead.
no
He
doctor,
was dead.
obviously, but
Brother, I saw that bullet impact and the way he postured. I was like, he's dead.
what it's not funny, but I didn't see the actual video until I saw what you posted on XOM. I had seen the edited version, and
Yeah.
it made it seem like it was more of a graze. I didn't see the actual
No,
gush.
I posted the actual.
Yeah, I saw once I saw the actual gush, I was like, I don't think it's gonna.
No, he lost.
Yeah.
He lost 1.5 liters
Yeah.
within a split second of the shot.
Right.
You can only
And
use
I,
3 liters and live.
Yeah. I wish
I
we could-
have mild, don't call me a pussy here, but I have mild PTSD
Pussy.
just seeing that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like-
Couldn't
But
help it.
just seeing that, and knowing that his kids can go online and see that, it just
And that's
No,
the
I,
thing.
I recognize it's horrific, but
yeah,
it's,
I'm not
it's the reality.
criticizing you for posting it at
No,
all. I'm
no,
just
no.
saying-
And again,
but-
I
yeah.
also recognize I posted it not understanding the reaction that people who've never seen shit like that might react.
yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
different for people who've been chronically exposed to it.
Yeah, like
So-
I can't imagine being my niece and seeing that. Like I
Yeah.
can't imagine what her emotional, her like visceral reaction to it is. Because like my reaction is, oof, that looks bad. But also I have a experience that allows me to process that a little faster and allows me to process that in a way that it doesn't affect me emotionally. But I can't imagine somebody who's never seen someone die or never seen someone shot seeing that up close. So I actually weighed for quite a while after I posted it, being like, fuck, I should take that down. Because like once I heard the visceral reaction people were having from it that I couldn't process, I was like, ooh, maybe I was wrong.
Well, and the thing
Yeah,
that hits, he's a father. He's got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old that they have no core memories of their dad at this age. So the only thing they'll have is what is on social media, which will eventually lead to that video.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah, that it is unfortunate. I mean, but there's nothing that we can do about that.
No, we could try to do our best to scrub it, but it's out there.
I
Right,
did
hey,
everything. I did everything I could not to shoot him.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And here's the thing. I don't want to shift the subjects too hard here, but we had mentioned Gavin Newsom earlier. What do you think about what's going on with the whole Gavin Newsom trying to meme his way to the presidency here?
He's going to win.
Yeah,
Seems
he's
like
gonna win.
Okay,
He's
I know you
copying
say that. I think you say that just to piss me off.
Hold on, wait. I'll let you guys.
you
hold on,
say
wait.
that
I gotta.
to piss me
Hold on,
off.
wait. I gotta bounce for 5 seconds, but
Okay.
I do want you to know that Gavin Newsom's winning in 2028. It's going to be a landslide.
Yeah.
Fuck
So here's
you.
my thing. He's
Fuck
doing
you,
exactly
OM.
what he saw what Canada did, where Canada's party was losing. Justin Trudeau was resigning, and it looked like they were going to oust that party as being the one in charge. But then the second Trump was looking to win and they started doing all this "we hate Trump" rhetoric, we don't like what the U.S. is saying, that's when that party started winning. Gavin Newsom saw that, and now he saw what Trump did, and he's like, I'm going to mix the two.
Right, and I like how Harry and Olivia and everybody seem to be at the forefront of this. Like they think that the thing is, though, I'm kind of leaning against what I'm saying that it's going to work, right? Because I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's working, right?
Hey, guys.
I mean,
Oh,
I think that the way the left works is they know all this whole thing that got to them where they're at. It's not going to work the same way. Maybe I'm not explaining it the best way, but I don't think the left reacts to the way that Trump became president to the way that the people like you and me got him elected to, right? Like they can't meme. They can't meme like we can. What I'm basically saying is the left can't meme, right? They can't meme. They're ineffective at it. And
No.
out of nowhere, Gavin Newsom's trying to be like, and obviously he's just mocking a lot of what Trump did, but that's not what Trump did to Biden per se, because Biden wasn't memeing like the MAGA ones, right?
Yeah,
So I don't think they're doing it. I don't think it's
they-
effective, at least right now.
We have
That-
some new breaking news coming out of Utah again.
Uh-oh.
Like, FBI arrests 2 after incendiary device left under Fox 13 news vehicle. I'm waiting to see what the outcome of this is.
Ooh, that was
The men's names are Adib Nasir and Adel Justice Ahmed Nasir.
Well, those don't sound like good people. I don't even know what we're
Well,
talking about, but those names tell me something bad happened.
Terrorist bomb placed in Utah 47 minutes ago.
Not surprising. Oh my God!
Yeah.
So their names
Hey,
are.
but that was a story that actually happened Friday, and it just came out, right? Is that the same one where the news van where there was a bomb underneath it?
Yeah.
I'm looking for the actual date. I just saw
It
pop
was
up.
in Salt Lake
just-
City.
Yeah, but
Well,
this had happened, I
this-
think, Friday, and we
this
didn't
is
find
referring-
out about it until today.
Well, they're referring to the arrest. This is them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They served an overnight warrant. This is coming out of Magna, Utah. So
Oh no! So you're telling me a bunch of people from the Middle East want to commit murder and want to fuck kids? This is so surprising. How'd I guess?
yeah, I'm so shocked.
I mean, I'm so blown away. What are you talking about? People who have no regards for human life
But
or the sanctity of a child's life want to do. Oh my God! I'm so surprised. Oh wait! Wait! I'm not. By the way, Gavin Newsom's still going to win.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sure. So fuck you.
And
He
the sad part-
knows it pisses me off. He knows it pisses me off.
I love that
Because
he
I-
agreed
I've
with
dealt
it.
with-
I
I've
love
dealt
that
with
he
his
agreed with it
policies.
for a second.
I've dealt with his policies my entire adult life. I've dealt with Gavin Newsom's policies,
Yes,
and I
yes.
see what I've
But
firsthand
you've
experience
stayed there.
with how they've affected small businesses.
But
hey,
you've
because I
stayed
built,
there.
I've helped build a business here. Yeah, family and business. It's hard to just leave it all. It's hard to, but it's to the point where
I'm just saying.
they've really made it tough to even stay.
Gavin Newsom,
As
Gavin Newsom is
as
going to
a-
win,
as-
and it's not even close. I will tell you one thing that might make it close is this assassination. Because I think, although
Yeah.
I think it'll die down, but I honestly think Gavin Newsom wins, and it's not fucking close.
What we have to remember though is the left has the memory span of a goldfish. So
Yeah,
That's my
though.
point.
What you were
Oh, no, wait,
touch on
let
what
me ask
OM
you,
was saying
Anthony.
earlier.
Anthony, you said it pisses you off. Why would Gavin Newsom not win?
Well, I'll tell you what you were saying earlier, though, the fact that a lot of the leftists, and I think this is why people like Harry Sisson have been trying to distance themselves from it, are showing their true colors by celebrating the death.
Doesn't
And
matter.
because Harry, no, but you were right though that maybe we should have just let him do it a little bit longer because
But we
stuff
didn't.
like that.
We didn't. We called him
They-
out right
they-
away.
Yep.
But stuff like that, look, I wasn't full on MAGA I mean, I've supported Trump before that, but I didn't consider myself MAGA. I don't even really call myself MAGA, but
I'm not
Yeah,
MAGA.
go ahead.
I
not
didn't
MAGA
support
in
Trump
any
as
way.
hard. I supported Trump more openly after this whole law, after the lawfare, after the lawfare.
Mhm.
And I think a lot more people did. And I think that's when people started being more vocal. And I think the fact that a lot of these people are coming out, and there's so many influencers that aren't political influencers pushing back against these other people saying how disgusting they are. I think that's part of an awakening we're witnessing right now.
Yeah, but I'm not MAGA at all. Like I voted for Trump the first time because the alternative was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like the alternative was Hillary Clinton. Like I couldn't
yeah.
vote for Hillary Clinton. I've seen guys sent to fucking Fort Leavenworth because in the middle of combat while their Humvee was on fire, they lost a Kick 13, which had 2 weeks of crypto that we superseded immediately, and they went to fucking Fort Leavenworth over it. I saw people leak military information accidentally and get sent to Leavenworth and get demoted and have their careers ruined. I didn't vote for Hillary. I voted for Trump because I was like, the alternative is this psycho bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do that. And then I voted for Trump the second time because I was like, well, it's fucking Biden. This man is shitting himself on stage. Like, and then I voted for him the third time because I was like, the guy that was shitting himself 4 years ago now has runny shit. Like it was like, and that's why I voted for him. Like I am not MAGA. I argue with Trump just as much as I support him. The difference is the alternative was awful. Like
Right.
Democrats,
And you and I
Democrats,
have
you want to
gotten
win my
called-
vote?
You and I have gotten
run a
called fake
fucking
MAGA
moderate.
for even disagreeing with Trump. The few times that we've openly have. And
No,
I'm not
but
saying-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Fuck everybody in the government. They're all full of shit. They're all liars.
Yeah.
Kash Patel, you're full of shit. You didn't do what you said you're going to do. Pam Bondi, you're weaker than you fucking said you were going to be. Trump, you haven't done a fucking thing that you said you were going to do. You've been fucking around doing executive orders. You can't convince Congress to do anything. Our side is just as bad. The difference is the other side is fucking evil.
Yeah, they are evil. But
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing with Congress, we barely have because the conservatives, or they call themselves conservatives, the rhinos. It's not everybody thinks every Republican's on the same page. That's the problem, that we're not.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody assumes this monolith of thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
they
crack
might
me up
call
when
that
they
we
call
have a
us a
slim
cult.
majority, right?
Yeah.
But we really don't, because I mean, we have the rhinos, we have those. I mean, I call them the Liz Cheney types, although she's not there anymore. But
Fuck that cunt.
those types of Republicans in there that don't
But
want to
like,
do anything.
just between the
Mitch
four of
McConnell,
us,
motherfuckers, you know.
I would bet between the four of us, we could find something we all disagree with on the conservative side.
Oh yeah.
But the difference is that
We've got big ass
no,
arguments.
but the difference is we'd be willing to talk about that. Like if me and Hoff
Yeah.
disagreed on something, which I'm sure we do, right? We would have a discussion about it. Me and Brent or me and you have had discussions on shit we disagree with, right? The difference is we're willing to have those discussions. The other side, like, I mean, just being real about this, will I vote Trump or JD Vance for the next election? Yeah, as long as the other side stays fucking insane. Like, I mean, the shit, like, just think about what the left's for. Like, I asked a guy on live last night, I said, do me a favor. He said, oh, I think both sides are bad. I said, cool. Tell me one position of the left that you support. And there was a fucking 3-minute pause of heavy breathing. And I was like, I was like, are you telling me that you're saying both sides are fucked up and you can't tell me one position of the left that you support? I said, okay, what about abortion? He goes, well, I think he was like, well, no. And that's what I asked him. I said, because here's the beautiful thing that Democrats haven't recognized. They're not running against Trump in 2028. They're actually going to have positions, policies, economics. They are not prepared. Like, they are the kid that hasn't studied for the fucking midterm. And they still haven't. And I'm honestly waiting, because like, I'm like, at some point, Democrats, you have to be something other than anti-Trump.
They're going to have to, in my opinion, they're going to have to get out of their elitist mindset if they're going to want to they're going to want a different candidate. They're not going to want to put Gavin Newsom, but their party will put Gavin Newsom
They're
forward.
going to put Gavin Newsom because they have no one else.
I think I
Well,
kind of agree with J.R. Majewski. It's probably going to be like a Newsom Pritzker type of.
No, it's going to be a Newsom.
yeah.
It's going to be Newsom and Whitmer.
Yeah.
Because-
You think Whitmer? I could see that too. But
Here's
I
the
think
thing.
Majewski,
Here's the thing.
with
From an
Pritzker
election
having the money,
standpoint,
he'll
but-
definitely be running.
No. Here's why it's not going to be Pritzker. Is Illinois going to vote Democrat?
Obviously, yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So you don't need fucking Pritzker. What you need is to win fucking Michigan.
Yep.
So you're going to have a Gavin Newsom, and Gretchen Whitmer is going to be your candidacy because now you've won Michigan.
Honestly, I think their best bet, and this is just my opinion, I think their best bet would be a Shapiro Bashir's ticket.
They won't do that because he's a Jew.
I know. They're
Yeah.
both
No,
on the profile
I'll
city
put it
anyway,
this
but-
way.
That would have been
If-
better than Waltz having.
If you
on
run,
the
if
ticket.
you run
They'll lose the
Shapiro,
far left, right?
No,
They'll lose the far left. Though.
but if
right,
you
I
run,
think.
but if you run Shapiro, you win. Like I'm gonna be dead out. You run Shapiro against Vance because Peter Thiel is a fucking anchor weighing the right down. If you put Shapiro versus Vance, Shapiro wins. However, he's a Jew.
Yeah.
And you're not going, the left is not going to get together to vote for a Jew because he would be the first Jewish president.
Yep.
And here's the thing, the right would be very smart about it. They would they wouldn't make fun of him for being a Jew, but they would also talk about him being a Jew a lot. And
Yeah,
here's the
well, they
thing.
would probably
Here's the
push
thing.
to the forefront. This would be the first
You-
Jewish president.
you
would hear
cannot
them
be-
talking it, saying it like that. Probably.
Yeah, but you cannot be
Yeah.
a Jew and win Michigan.
Yeah.
A Jew isn't going to win Michigan.
Or Minnesota.
Or Minnesota. A Jew isn't going to win that. So, like, do I hope they run Josh Shapiro? Absolutely. Because if they run Gavin Newsom, they're going to win by a landslide. If they win Josh Shapiro, they're going to lose in one of the most epic fucking defeats ever.
Well, this is why I'm leaning more towards their best route would be Bashir's at the top of the ticket.
Bashir's not
Yeah.
well known enough to run.
Oh,
But-
I don't care what I have to do within the confines of the law. Obviously, I'm going to make sure Gavin fucking Newsom doesn't win. I don't care what.
He's
the
going
Well,
to win.
he's
He's going to win.
He's
It's
not
not going to
gonna
be
fucking
close.
win.
Brother,
So-
but
I don't care.
Hold on, wait,
I will
Anthony.
fucking.
Anthony,
Dude.
Anthony, I want you to prepare
I
yourself for
swear
this.
to God.
Not only is Gavin Newsom going to win, but it's going to be a landslide victory.
It's not going to be. Listen, I said the same thing about Hillary Clinton against Trump. I thought Hillary was going to win, and I was wrong.
I
Obviously.
didn't. I thought Trump was going to win.
I thought Trump was going to win, and for the same reason, I think Newsom's going to win.
Well-
And that's backlash to policy.
Backlash to MAGA, the forefront against MAGA. But the
I just
thing
broke my
is,
chair. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, we really got to lean into Newsom's past because there is a lot
I
of
agree.
corruption and a lot of he's owned by the energy companies over here, and he's full of
Yeah.
shit. I mean, there's so many different angles you could come at it with, but
Well,
it all depends on what is
Don't-
pushed out through the media, what is pushed out through these sources.
Don't get me started on PG.
California has the highest gas tax, but Pennsylvania is second highest gas
Second.
tax.
Well, I'm not even talking about the taxes. Just if you knew the type, and I know what courts talk about, PG&E runs a complete monopoly on them, and they fucking fuck them without even giving them a courtesy lick.
Well,
Like,
Yeah,
they
but
just
get
shove it
this
at
though.
them.
He pretends to
All
be
right, there we
like
go.
he pretends to be against the corporate greed, right?
Mhm.
But the board that's called the CPUC here,
Mhm.
they vote to raise the rate hikes, and every time there's a rate hike, they voted it 5 times to raise it in 1 year. And he appointed every single person on that board. And guess who the highest donor to Gavin Newsom is?
PG&E.
Yeah, the highest. So
Yeah.
he pretends to wag the finger at them for corporate greed, but then approves every rate hike through his
Yeah.
board that he helped elect.
Unlike
right?
Josh
it's the biggest
Shapiro.
crockish shit. Like,
Well,
Josh
every-
Shapiro sued PJM because of their bad practices
Yep.
with their data manipulation to overcharge.
Yes, but the problem is he's a Jew, and they will never elect a Jew.
Oh, I know. And he sides with the high gas tax.
Like, could you
So
imagine
he'll
the
do that
Democrats? Yeah, but I just want you to imagine the Democrats, the liberals, trying to sell to their voter electorate, a Jewish candidate.
Especially in the age of the pro-Palestinian movement.
Like,
God.
you might as well just been
No, we're
like,
not.
you know what I want to do? I want to make Nick Fuentes the most famous person in America.
Oh my God.
Like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You run Josh Shapiro. Nick Fuentes is the most famous person in America.
Yeah, they're trying to say that he's going to replace Charlie Kirk. But
He's
with the
not.
fringe-
He's not, because he's
yeah,
a
the
white
fringe
supremacist
elevate-
piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he's
And
just
here's the thing,
allowed.
by the way, I hope this gets clipped, but let me just tell you, any of you Nick Fuentes supporters, when you're like, you should listen to Nick's points, he's a white supremacist. I don't care about anything else he has to say. The minute you're a white supremacist, the minute you think you're better because you're white, I want to point out that my mother is Puerto Rican. My father, he's as white as fucking white gets. Like, he could have been turned into a pillar of salt just off of how fucking white he is. But my mother is Puerto Rican. So when you say that white supremacy is okay, what you're telling me is I need to fuck this dude up to have everything be better. Because that's what would happen if I met Nick Fuentes. I would beat the shit out of him until the cops pulled me off. Because he's a white supremacist.
Right.
And that's what we should do
What-
with white supremacists. You should find them and you should punch them until you feel soft.
The thing is, though, the way they talk about Charlie Kirk.
Sorry, that's how I feel about
is
white
probably
supremacists. I fucking
like
hate
I would
that so
expect
much.
that more towards a person like Fuentes
Yeah, so do I.
because he's an actual racist, right?
Mhm.
An actual racist human being, an actual piece of shit as Nick Fuentes.
Oh,
Yet
yeah.
they don't attack. I mean, they attack him, but they don't as openly attack him as people like Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was more effective and an actual good human
I'm
being.
just saying, I saw Hoff's
helped
face
Trump
when I
with
said
the
beat them
presidency.
till they're soft, and I was like, oh, I had to explain.
Well, I don't want to condone the violence. That's all. Like, yes, I don't want any racist, white supremacy, anything. I think we should let the law take care of them, not try to advocate for any more violence. But
come
I
on, dude,
advocate for
Hoff.
self-defense.
Hoff, how nice would the world be if every time we
Oh, it
found a
would.
white supremacist, we just beat the shit out of them?
Of course, same thing with the pedophiles. Like, take them all out.
Absolutely. Wood chippers, baby.
Hey, isn't it great? We don't have to dance around our words on here. I don't know where you guys are streaming this to, but we don't have to say
Wait, let me
video.
check
It's
real
amazing.
quick. Let me check real quick.
YouTube is where it will
Kill.
go. I'm gonna
Okay.
edit out
Kill.
all the stuff.
Kill.
And YouTube.
We could say kill, not schmurder and all the other rest of the stuff.
Drugs instead of shrugs.
P3 to feel ya.
Like
Yeah, fucking
YouTube,
pedos.
but obviously,
Fucking
if any of
goddamn
y'all want to
pedophile.
grab clips and stuff when it gets posted, I'm gonna try to get this edited and posted tomorrow.
It'll be all
Right.
good. It'll be all good. But I mean, my reality is that, like, I think America's been way too tolerant of both crime and both harmful ideologies. Like, in the world of acceptance, like when people are like, "We're going to be Muslims here," it's like, okay, that's fine. We're gonna make women cover up. No, like, no. The answer's no. Like, here's the thing: what we should do is, if you force your wife to wear a burqa, you should be deported. Like, I'm sorry, like, no, you forced your wife against because at the end of the day, American rights extend to everyone, right? You have a right to wear what you want. You have a right to do what you want. So the minute we see somebody in our community telling women they don't have the same rights, kick them the fuck out. You got to go. I'm sorry, you don't believe women have equal rights? You got to go. Like, why are we allowing that? Like, if a cop sees a woman in a burqa, he should be allowed to walk up to her and go, if you don't want to wear this, but he's forcing you to, I will arrest him and kick him in the fuck out of the country, and you get to stay.
Yeah, it's almost like being held in indentured servitude.
It is.
Yeah. It's
It's really what it is.
insane.
Why do we allow that
Yeah.
in the U.S.?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I really
Like, I don't understand how we allow a community of people who say, I'm going to force my wife to do this. I'm going to force my wife against our rights here in the U.S. to follow this, and nothing happens to me. Like,
Yeah,
why
it's
do we allow that?
Hey, I'm going to push. I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate right now. Okay, I can think of a leftist coming into one of our lives and saying this, but Trump bends down to the Saudi Arabians, right, that do this very
How?
thing. How? Wait, no. That I'm used to hearing that though. Whenever I argue with a leftist, they try to say, "Oh, well, Saudi's one of our biggest allies.
My logical question would be, how did he bow down to the Saudis?
Right, because we're allies with them. But it's not like he was the only person. We've been allies with them.
We signed a treaty with them in 1976 that said anytime they were under attack, we would defend them, and any new developments they had, they would send to us, and we would get first access to it. And then also in our relation was they couldn't raise the oil prices beyond a certain point. Like, that's our agreement with them. Like, we signed a treaty, 50 years before Donald Trump became president. And all Donald Trump did was honor that treaty.
Right. Yeah,
so, like, if you want to get mad, cool, get mad at Eisenhower that signed the treaty.
That signed the treaty, yeah, way back when, right?
Yeah.
Then at least, I mean, they followed through on their end, right? I mean, it's unfortunate.
No, but you have to think about our deal.
Other Arab countries,
think about the deal we made with the Saudis under Trump. It's the sexiest. It might be the greatest deal ever made in United States history. Honestly, our new deal with the Saudis legitimately might be the greatest deal ever in United States history. Think about this for a second. We got $3 to $4 billion of direct investment in the U.S. economy from the Saudis. On top of that, when the Saudis want to buy chips for the AI platform, we didn't give it to them. What we said was, we will allow you to buy our U.S. chips. And in return, they gave us guarantees on our oil prices. They gave us guarantees of the profitability of the AI platform. So we're going to see the benefit of it before anyone else does. And all we did was say, we will let you buy our shit at full price. It might be the greatest deal the Louisiana Purchase is pretty fucking gangster, but it might be the greatest deal in United States history. We gave the Saudis the ability to buy our shit, and in return, we got them to buy our shit plus give $2 to $4 billion in no investment directly into our economy. That's like talking to a girl and being like, hey, here's the deal. You suck me off, and I will give you a glass of water.
To clean up afterwards, huh?
For real. We didn't even give her a towel. We gave her the ability to blow us. And said, I'll also let you drink water before you leave and call an Uber. We didn't even call the Uber for him. We didn't even call the Uber for her. We just said, you can get the fuck out my place and call an Uber. And people are acting like this is a bad thing.
Yeah, we didn't even buy McDonald's for dinner, right? I mean, this was
no. We nutted in Saudi Arabia's mouth and gave them water and said, hope you're happy. By the way, you can now buy, like, we might as well have been a middle management at a sales company and been like, oh, you're going to buy all my shit for the price of blowing me? Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Well,
that's why I always laugh at Mr. Global trying to say that Trump fucked us over with the flooding the oil market. Well,
first he was running a shortage of the oil market. He wasn't going to be able to run at the capacity of Biden, and then he was flooding the oil market. He never stays consistent with that talking.
No, he never does.
My best thing about Mr. Local was him saying that he was a worldwide expert, and it was like, bro, you know, I also work in that same industry, right? Like, and the subject matter expert, he got it from a regional manager
from Shell
at Shell, who was like, you're an expert in this particular negotiation, and gave him a cert. And he goes, I'm globally recognized. It's like, bro, I work in the energy industry. You're not globally recognized. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. You are a dude who works at Shell.
Yeah, you got a go-getter award. And that makes you a fucking...
His private company that he runs owns 13 wells that are owned by a mega corporation that he's the LLC. So if they get sued, they sue him and not the mega corporation. It's like,
he's the Shell company.
He's the Shell company.
Not the actual Shell.
And he was like, I'm senior vice president. Yeah. It's like, no, you're not. You are the Shell company in case they want to sue.
his glow of his bio for that Forbes article. It's like, dude, you submitted that with your article.
Yeah.
No, that's the best part. Is people are like, well, they recognize him on Forbes. It's like, no, he wrote an article on Forbes, and he submitted his biography for Forbes. He said nobody in the industry has ever said he was a globally recognized expert.
Yeah. I don't think anybody realizes that whenever you write an opinion piece for these news outlets, you submit your bio with it.
Yes, that's why if I'm ever going to write an opinion piece, I'm going to be the inventor of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, just to show they will print anything you send them.
Yeah. Okay. I realize people got to cut out soon, so we can end it with JD Vance is apparently going to host the Charlie Kirk show tomorrow.
Wow.
Oh, I actually really like that.
Well, he's a very well composed person. I can already hear the left
I don't want him to
criticizing
be well
a sitting vice president hosting a.
No, but I don't want him to be. I don't want him to be composed.
Be unhinged for this.
Yeah, I don't want him to be composed. I want him to be JD.
Oh, he's going to be JD, but
no.
They're
But
going to criticize him for doing this type of radio show.
No. Here's my point. Wait, hold on, wait.
I don't care.
Brant. I think you'll agree with this. I don't want him to be Vice President Vance. I want him to be JD. Yeah. Because Vice President Vance is put together, it's diplomatic, it's nice. JD is a fucking asshole.
So wait.
JD is the guy that was on the Theo Von podcast. That's who I want on Charlie Kirk.
Right, when he was on Joe Rogan.
No, not Joe Rogan. I want him where he is very obviously doing narcotics on Theo's podcast. Because he was very obviously high as fuck on Theo's podcast.
Yeah. You know that would get when Elon Musk hit the spliff on Joe Rogan. That was like insane. Could you imagine if it happened while he was vice president?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll tell you right now that the election might have been remotely close. If JD had hit his spliff, we would have won 49 states.
Oh yeah.
My thing is, I want to see him, not just the Theo Von version, but I want to see the JD that has been the I don't care Margaret JD. The I don't really give a fuck whenever he replied to fucking Ed Krasenstein.
Yes.
Like, I that's the JD.
When he was like, I don't care what you call it.
I don't really care, Margaret. Or no, something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's been replying to leftists on X, and I want that unhinged. I want the unfiltered. JD
I want my gangster Vance because
you
here's
know
the thing.
Though, I think that we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think we are going to get that JD Vance.
I disagree.
Look at how Trump talks to the press.
I disagree.
Right?
I think
we're going to get something. We're going
to get a tame, controlled JD Vance.
I had to tell you
because he thinks that what he has to do because he doesn't recognize that what we really want for president is a fucking psychopath. Like let's be real. Say we had somebody say JD Vance came to the mic and he goes, let me tell you all right now that I think Trump is being too fucking nice. What I'm going to do when you make me president is I'm going to kick everybody who doesn't belong here. I'm going to kick him out. I'm going to deal with the lawsuits for years. I'm going to kick him the fuck out. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to kick him the fuck out. They're gone. And then when it comes to our economy, I'm going to tell anybody who doesn't want to support the U.S. economy, fuck them. We'll cut off trade with them. We'll crush them. And then anybody who wants us to participate in war, fuck you. Make it worth America's while. I'm going to tell you right now, that man gets elected in a fucking heartbeat, but we'll never have that guy.
I want Howard Dean level scream crazy.
Oh,
God.
Oh.
I can't even do it.
No, what we want to elect is like, have y'all ever seen, it's a famous sales scene from a movie. It's, I cannot remember the name of the movie. It's a Baldwin. And he goes in with the ABCs. Somebody help. There's a lot of keyboards tapping. A lot of Macs, by the way. It sounds like Macs.
Oh no! I wish I had a Mac.
What are the ABCs? The always be selling,
always be closing,
always be closing. Who is it?
That's Alec Baldwin
from which movie?
Glenn Ross.
Glengarry.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Glenn Gary,
Yep,
Glenn
he was
Ross.
a top
So like
salesman.
Glengarry, Glenn Ross. But if you had a president who like say he came on there and he's like, here's what I'm gonna fucking do. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna do this. Look, you're transgender. You're going to a fucking mental institution. Oh, you think you're a different gender? Let's go ahead and fucking put you away before you chop your dick off. You fucking weirdos. By the way, if you want to fuck with America, I just want you to know that for every American citizen killed, we're gonna drop 2 tomahawks in your fucking capital. Like, and he goes, and for anybody who wants to fuck with this, if you bring drugs into the U.S., I will follow them back to you, wherever they came from, and I'll destroy you. And he's like, and all you illegal immigrants, you're fucking gone immediately. If I catch you, I'm gonna throw you out. I'm gonna throw you across the border myself, fucking ass overhead style, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, there you go.
And he did all that, and he goes, now you're gonna fucking vote for me. He didn't do debates. He didn't do anything like that. That motherfucker's getting elected in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Well, you got the ADA thing too. What was it? The attention, interest, decision, and action. Like that was the core value of that. Like, grab the attention, act on it.
Like
Fuck everything else.
America has badly wanted to elect a gangster. We badly wanted to elect somebody who we're slightly afraid of. And that's what J.D. Vance needs to be. J.D. Vance needs to be the guy.
Well, the left would
like,
tell you that would be Trump at this point.
where he's like, I'm going to follow the Constitution, but I'm going to be dirty as fuck. Right now, 17 women just got wet.
Well,
Like, let's
That's
be
like
real.
that's like mobster status, like mob.
Hey,
No,
boss.
but that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like we are the gangster of Earth. We
Yeah.
really are the thug
We-
life of Earth. We are
You're
the
not
Al
wrong.
Capone of Earth. So like we need to act like dicks and be like, hey, look, here's the deal. You bring us into a conflict. I just want you to know that I'm going to take all the best things. Like, here's the thing, Palestine and Israel. Say, okay, you bring me, if you want America to get involved, we'll get involved, but we take half of the oil wells. You say, hey, Russia, Ukraine, you want us to get involved? Cool. We will defend you from Russia, but we take all your mineral deposits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the way it needs to be. It needs to be like, hey, you want me involved? I recognize I'm the biggest swinging dick in the fucking world. But if you want this dick in your world, you got to put out.
Yeah, the dick's gonna stay in your world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop this fucking schlong and say, you don't get to come to the right of this.
We need to start demanding protection money, is what he's saying.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we're gonna get them to pay for it. All right.
But I mean, historically, as precedent. I mean, if you look at some of the most well-established, the most well-established areas, they were built up under some sort of gang rule. Even if you look all the way back to like the establishment of Coney Island. So
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.